looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown!
Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Welcome in, everybody, to the last BVarsity Live of 2015. I'm Zach Ewing, along with Chewbacca. This is December 17th, and, I got to say, it doesn't look a whole lot different over there than it usually does.
I can't do it, Chewy. I can't do it.
It's Star Wars Day, sort of. I guess it's technically tomorrow. It was
Well,
our
I got
Christmas
the shirt,
party.
too. Does that
I
count?
interrupted myself. I had a plate of what did I have? Ham and chicken and
The turkey over there is actually really good.
like chocolate cream pie to come be with you people, so you should feel grateful.
Yeah, that was turkey, John.
But I couldn't say no because really we have the undefeated Ridgeview Wolfpack boys basketball team in the house. Coach Michael Martin, also Isaiah Martin, his nephew, correct? Am I right there? Yeah. And Pardeep Dhand. Good to have you guys in with us. And what are we now? 13-0, 14-0, or not
8-0,
quite? 8-0, 8-0.
Baby steps.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Just 2 tournaments, but
Okay.
still good.
Golden State Warriors better look out.
I actually, you know what's funny? I actually have these guys as a top team in the city in our rankings now, gentlemen.
We're on our way.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's preseason rankings are difficult.
Are garbage.
especially in basketball because some people come out late for football, and you never know what the chemistry of a team is going to be like, and you have transfers and all that sort of thing. Coach, let me start with you. You knew you had a good team, though, I think.
Correct. I really did. I knew we had a good squad coming back, so.
What was that? Just the returners? I mean, did you like the chemistry preseason over the summer? This is your second year with this group, so what kind of told you this year could be special?
Just the way the year ended last season, and I knew all the returners were coming back, and so I knew we ended on a sour note, but real positive, by going down to Hanford and really competing well down there in the heat box.
Yeah. Guys, when you talk, do me a favor, be right up on that mic, because otherwise it'll pick up a lot of background noise, so just tell you now.
Okay.
Isaiah, how about you? You're kind of the leader of this team. What makes you think this team is ready to take the next step after last year?
We just really wanted to win a championship because we ended up in the third round last year. Came up short. We were really close, and I wasn't able to play due to some things. But we really won a championship this year.
Yeah.
How much of that has fueled you, Isaiah? I mean, we won't go into it. I mean, those that know, and those that don't, it's in the past. But for you, how much has that fueled for you, knowing that you saw these guys go to the semifinals last year in D2, and you guys couldn't, make it to Selland? Were you geared up? Was that part of what you guys were doing over the summer, this fall, and into the first few weeks of the season?
Absolutely, it just motivates me to just get better each and every day, so we can get to where we need to be this year.
Pardeep, I think you've kind of seen it all from Ridgeview. You had a long career there, and you started out maybe as more of a role player and then came into a solid role, and now you're a leader on this team as well. What's special about this group to you that you can tell already?
We're real athletic, fast. We can play with anyone. Like, we can shoot, we can take it in. Like, we got it all. We have everything it takes to be a championship team.
And Coach, I know you knew Isaiah as your nephew. You've known him for his whole life, and I think you knew Justin McCall or
Justin McCall,
Jordan Roberts. I almost reversed it there. Pardeep's a guy you sort of inherited in this program. He's a real versatile player and a really nice piece to have on a team, isn't he?
No, he makes us go, and that's one thing I talked to him about a lot over the summer prior to convincing him to come back for his senior season. Was that I think he's the big key for us.
Wait a minute. We might have broken some news there. Where were you going to go?
I was going to stay at Ridgeview. I wasn't really planning on maybe coming out this year.
Okay.
You were just thinking no basketball this year?
Is that like senioritis or what? I mean,
No, I was just going to focus on school. And
okay.
It was just, yeah.
No, that I take it at 8-0, and you guys have a lot of big wins. I think the only time you really got challenged was against BHS, a 2-point win in the semifinals of the Kern Schools tournament. You pretty happy with their decision right now?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Isaiah, how about you? You are, again, the leader on this team and sort of the guy that makes a lot of the big plays. How do you see your role?
I just do as much as I can, score, rebound, just play as hard as I can each and every game.
What conversations did you have with Isaiah, coach, before the season?
Well, his last year, what probably we've had to have the most conversations after last season was stay focused, keep working hard. Even when we were warming up for games last season as it ended, he continued to practice. He continued to stay focused on what he wanted to do. And I think a lot of his used to be frustration is now it's turned into a lot of things positive on the court for us. He's on a mission. So,
and I mentioned Justin and Jordan, and you, those guys are probably your highest level college players that most scouts are looking at. Isaiah is really maybe your best high school player right now. Is that true?
You know what? It's a good gel. We have a really good gel of guys, and when one lets down, someone else picks up. Like in the earlier in the season, Pardeep picked up in one of the games that carried us through a game. Mm-hmm. Jordan picked up, carried us through a game. Isaiah picked up. In between Isaiah and Justin and their scoring, we've pretty much removed the ball, having Jordan bring the ball to court, which limit his scoring. So he's had to play a big part of being point guard right now. So it's not to his liking, but at the same time, it makes the team work.
Mike, you called these guys your money ticket when we talked last week. Can you explain exactly what that means for you and exactly what could this season entail for this group? Because there is so much talent between these two, between Jordan, Justin, you got Donnie Darden. Like you said, you've got 4 football players coming back. I mean, where's the where do you see this team going this year?
We set our goals real high. We want to get into the state round. We want to win local. We want to show well every night. But the most important part with coaching student athletes was make sure they take care of the classroom first. But at the same time, if we focus and do what we're supposed to do, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, because honestly, we have the height, we have the jumping ability, we have the athletic ability, I mean, across the board. And as a coach, it's easy to coach talent. The tough part comes when you have to put everything together.
How much do you have to resist temptation with how much talent you do have to just kind of roll the balls out and say, go play, guys? I mean, to a certain extent, you want to give them that freedom, right? But you also have to provide structure.
The structure comes with the game. I mean, if you don't have structure, we're going to play somebody someday that's going to be structurally better than us. And that's why a lot of times I focus and tell these guys in practice, hey, we're getting away with a lot of stuff now by talent. But I've seen a lot of good structurally tough teams, the Clovis West teams, those teams play structurally sound. Hanford, they're going to run their set. They're going to play all the way through, run every pass, and they're going to score off of it. And that's why we have to get better in our half-court set because athleticism, it's there. But structure and discipline is a must.
Do you guys, Isaiah, still feel like maybe that's lacking a little bit? Like you guys have the talent, maybe you're still working on that structure?
Yeah, I feel like it's almost coming together. We haven't played our best game yet, but that's why we practice every day, just to work on the little things that we're not good at.
Where's that going to come? Because you've got a stretch here now where you've got the Garces Holiday Classic is next week, so you guys got that, and then you take a few days off for the new year, but then you've got a stretch where you play Centennial at Centennial, which might be the biggest game of the year for Bakersfield basketball, with Malcolm Johnson likely back for that game for them. Then you got to play Central up in Fresno. Then you got to play Mission Oak, who was still a top 15 team in the Central section, and then a likely top 15 team in MLK before you guys get into while you guys are already in the midst of getting into league. I mean, at what point do you guys say we got to do it in practice, or do you do it on the fly over the next 2-3 weeks?
If it's not in practice, eventually in the game we'll get hit with something we don't want to get hit with and then be down and just it click right then and there. But I want it to happen in practice.
Okay.
Coach, to that point, you get a stretch here where you do get to practice for a little bit every day. And once you get into January, February, you really don't get a lot of chances to practice hard because you've got a game every other twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. How crucial of a stretch is this before the Garces tournament after Christmas? I mean, where you sort of get to have them in the gym every day.
Well, actually, it's almost like we're starting over. We're implementing the football guys out. We have who is it? Amir Knox out with us. Jamar Moya is out with us. And
some more athleticism.
Jalen Prevost.
Just a little bit.
Jalen Prevost. And then Anthony Alcady, he's out with us. And it's those guys that really help us. And it makes the team stronger. And as a coach, it's good to have a solid guys behind you. And they're all juniors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I was going to ask you guys, Pardeep, the football team's success, how much fun was it to watch that, and how much can you guys feed off of that as another program at the same school?
Well, it was it was real fun, and I think it's gonna help us having them out here because they won back-to-back Valley, so they know how it is to be in the championship, to have all the pressure put on them and still come out on top. So it should help us and make us more competitive.
Isaiah, how about you? What's your thoughts on the football team season?
They were real successful. They really did really good, but I think they're adding that winning mentality, just to work hard each and every day and just take day by day, and then eventually we'll be there also one day.
You've been coaching at Ridgeview for quite a while now, first the girls team, now the boys. Has the attitude at the school changed as far as athletics? And the football program is a good example of that, but really in a lot of different sports, Ridgeview's on the rise.
Well, at the school, we want to win, and it's all. I mean, winning comes in bunches at the school, and with Coach Manning being a big part of the football program, those guys work hard day in and day out, and that's why they've had the success they've having. Mm-hmm. And the talent there is huge. This group of kids came through Stone Creek together. Most of them came with Stone Creek Junior High.
Yeah.
Right after Erica McCall went through, here come this group of guys that's the same. The talent was there, so now it's basically just putting it together.
Speaking of Erica McCall, who's Justin's sister,
correct.
I think she had double-double against Tennessee last night, which is not too shabby in the women's basketball world. So how's she doing? Have you talked to her lately?
Talk to her about every other week or so, but she's doing excellent, enjoying the college life. But, basketball's her passion. She's working hard to get to the WNBA. That's her thing, and I think she'll get there.
Go Cardinal.
I think 14-10 last night against Tennessee in a win for Stanford. So that's
Mike. What was Saturday night like for you? Because you guys had to play in the championship game with the current schools over at Frontier, and then did you race down the street to get to the football game, or were you a good citizen and take your good time going down there?
Well, we were driving the school van, so I let everybody know, hey, we'll get there when we get there.
Right.
And they had it on Twitter, so thanks to you guys, they would listen to play-by-play, pretty much with your tweets, so we knew which way the game was headed.
Tweets.
And then so we ended up getting there right when they had the ball in the red zone before the interception.
Okay.
So we all showed up, and we waited to go eat later.
Yeah. It was a very cool moment for the school in the weekend. And I'm going to get ahead of this story while we still can. You guys are 8-0. You will be overwhelming favorites, I think, looking at the field in the Garces tournament. Then you play Centennial. Let's say you get by Centennial. I mean, at some point, do you start to think undefeated season? I mean, I know it's too early to say it right now, but is that something that would be a goal for you, or does it not matter to you at all if you're 28-0 or 25-3 at the end of the year?
I mean, winning games they come and go. My thing is at the end of the year, if we're standing and we're holding the Valley Championship trophy and we're getting to the state round, that's the most important part.
Doesn't matter whether you lost 1 or 10 on the way.
It don't say anything on that trophy but Valley champs or state champs, and that's what we're looking at. I don't care about the undefeated season.
How about you, Isaiah? Just undefeated season, a carrot for you? I mean, you saw what the Warriors went through. I mean, is that something that would be cool for you guys?
It would be cool, but most of all, what we want is a championship. We really just want to be the best this year, and we're striving for a championship.
Yeah. Pardeep, how about you? I mean, am I being unrealistic here?
No, I think after that stretch, after the Centennial, Mission Oak, and Central, after those 3 games, I think we'll see where we stand.
Right.
Where we stand with that, but at the end of the day, we just want the championship.
Well, and Mike, that's a stretch you would likely see in the back half of the Central Section playoffs, and then what you would see like in the state playoffs, where you get so many games in such a small period of time. Is that kind of one of those things where you're actually looking forward to that 4 or 5 day stretch where you could see how these guys do with not a lot of rest, playing against high level competition, and just kind of going, okay, we can gear ourselves up now in January to know what we need to do in March 2 months later?
I mean, I think last season we started off on a sour note. We started with Central, Mission Oak, Centennial, our first 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
And we go 0-3. So this year we did a little bit different. We want to start. I mean, let's learn how to play together first.
Yeah.
And then now we're playing together. We're playing okay, but at the same time now we'll be ready for those games now.
Did you think about going out of town for any tournaments, or was it always going to be East High, North High, and Garces?
I wanted to go out of town. I wanted to travel, but
Yeah.
come with traveling is expenses, and
Right.
it's come with things like that. I mean, if you have the money to go out of town, I mean, then you guys can't come watch us play, and
Sure.
you guys can't do a lot of things that we can do locally. These kids love playing in front of their friends and family.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, I do like the competitive part of playing on the road, but at the same time, I like the competitive part of playing at home so these guys get a chance to see what they can see. Now, next season, I may go out once, travel out of town, but it won't be because of lack of anyone can beat you, in this day
Sure.
and age.
Sure.
So, but a lot of teams don't want to show the talent early, I guess, if they're assuming, but we're 8-0 for a reason, and we're pushing to go. I mean, BHS is tough, so I don't care where you go.
Yep.
in the state to play somebody, they're going to play you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And they have gone out of town, and they proved that. They've played some very good teams close. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more from the Wolfpack basketball team right after this on BVarsity Live.